They do it when you don't understand what they're saying, and they're like, "Ah, only the car, your car," and I'm like, "Oh, I don't know, I don't understand." I got this job, like boxer job, in some of the internet movie. Hopefully, nobody ever will find it.
Hey guys, welcome back to Journey with Jenny, and I have another awesome friend of mine joining me today, and her name is Myra, and we're currently in a wonderful, I've never been to this park before. It's in the middle of CBD area in the city center, and yeah, we are going to get to chat about Myra's awesome, inspiring life story, and also her cool job and where she comes from. So without further ado, Miss Myra, thank you so much for joining. Yay.
Thank you for inviting.
Yes, she's a busy girl, so I'm glad I got to get.
I'm busy. You're leaving like in 2 days. What the hell? And you didn't pack yet, right?
I haven't packed yet, but that's another story for another day.
When you move to another country, you just pack in the night before.
The night before. Procrastinator. Yeah, don't recommend it. Myra, thank you so much for joining. I know you, right? And we've had conversations, but
you never listened. So you're like, I need an interview. My name is Myra. The full name is Miroslava, which is difficult to use in the daily life. I came from Ukraine. I was born in Zaporizhia city. I grew up there for like 20 plus years. When I was 6 years old, I got into gymnastics because my dad is pretty athletic, and then he would be like, not pushing us, but like I have an older brother, so my dad would like want him to do some sport related stuff, but my brother wasn't into it. But I'm being like a younger child. No, I was just seeing like, okay, this is what my dad wants. Okay. Yeah. So, but at the same time, I enjoyed it a lot, and I get like all the physique from him. So I started doing gymnastics at 6, and then at 7, me and my best friend, we went for this performance like every year. Wushu school near my house. Yeah. They are doing performance to attract new students. And then we went with my friend, and then he's like, "Oh my God, they have the swords, they have the sticks. I want to do it." And then I'm like, "Me too." And I started doing Wushu there, and ended up doing it for 15 years, getting into national team, and then going for European Championship, World Championship. Wow. We won World with my girls, with my friends.
You traveled around the world?
Yeah. First competition was Bali in 2008. And it was my last year of high school. I'm like, okay, I'm done with the sport. I'm gonna study economics. I'm gonna go to another city. I'm done. And this competition came up, and I'm like, okay, I might as well, because my dad found sponsors. And honestly, don't tell anyone, but preparation sucked. Like, I went there. I got first place from the end, so I was like completely lost. It was so bad. Like for me, it was last goodbye because I didn't want to continue anymore. And I'm I'm gonna move to university, and it's like I want to take seriously something else.
Yeah.
And then after that championship, I was like, actually, I wasn't satisfied. Of course, I wasn't satisfied with the result, and also I felt like such a loser, like complete loser. And I don't know, something in me changed, and I'm like, I don't want to quit it. I want to continue with it.
Okay, so you finished university?
Yeah, I finished like with 2 degrees basically.
Question: how did you end up in China?
Yeah, so after the World Championship in Malaysia in 2013, this is where we won. And then we came back and had a conversation with our coach, and he's like, it would be awesome if for the next World Championship you prepare in China, because they have base here, they have great specialists here, the coaches here, they have like specific research in this area.
Best, right? Because it comes from here. So.
Yeah. So I was like, China sounds interesting, because everybody would go America or Europe for studies, right? Yeah. And I'm like, my parents didn't have any means like financial to support me to go to China, right? Yeah. So I was like, okay, scholarship it is. Yeah. So I started searching. Turns out there is a scholarship that China gives to Ukraine every year. It's like 100 scholarship, and I applied for that one, but I did it in the wrong way, so I didn't get it first year. But I already was like done with sport, and I applied once more at the beginning of 2015, and then in summer I got a reply. I got the scholarship, and I'm like, okay, I'm leaving.
And how was that experience arriving in China, first time in China?
Oh, well, I cried first days. I went on the campus to buy something. First day I arrived. And the woman in the market was screaming at me. You know how they do it when you don't understand what they're saying and they don't understand?
They get frustrated.
Yeah, they're like, do you want me the car, your car? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't understand. And I just wanted to buy water. So I came back in the room. Yeah, I was just like, what am I doing here? And they don't have anyone there. Like,
Hello?
luckily.
Yeah, you're by yourself.
But luckily, the parents of my friend, they were living here. So they met me from the airport. They hosted me for one night and then they brought me to university. At least this part was covered.
Yeah.
But when they said bye to me, I was in university by myself. I got a roommate, but she wasn't there at the time. And I'm like, what am I doing here? But then literally next day, I met this girl from Ireland, and then I ran into who is now one of my best friends from university times, like team, like this huge dude from Suriname. I don't know how we bonded, but it's just like, he's my big bro.
Together.
He's just my big bro, and that's it.
But life got easier, I presume. And what helped was, I guess, having friends, right?
Yeah, definitely.
That really
people like community here. Come on, right? Is the best, I think.
True. So this friend of mine is now actually a stunts woman / actress here in China, and I want to know how that happened.
You should do like Flash.
So how did you become a stunts woman? What happened after you finished university?
Basically, like when I arrived, the parents of my friend, they were taking part in extra work in China, which is like common thing. Yeah. The mom of my friend, she added me to the groups with like different gigs and stuff, and then I got this job, like boxer job, for one day in some of the internet movie. Hopefully nobody ever will find it. And then at the end of the first year in China, I landed this gig. She was like freaking terrible because the agent didn't tell me I need to speak Chinese. And after first year in China, like you can imagine my Chinese.
Very broken.
So she sends me like this small beat and she's like, can you record it, like how you speak? And I'm like, okay. It took me a whole day to translate it, pinyin, everything recorded properly. And she's like, okay, director is happy, everything is fine, you got the role. And I'm coming there, they give me a script and I'm like, it's just my lines non-stop basically. And thanks God they were filming like 2 days and then maybe a week and then 2 days more, week and 2 days more, whatever. My Chinese
got better after that.
So good, leveled up. But it was so stressful. At a certain point, we had this day of like 17 hours of filming, and they want me.
You were acting at this point.
Yeah, acting and action, everything. I mean, I didn't act at this point. I just like, okay, I can. Why not?
But it's quite normal here in China to have these kind of opportunities that normally back home.
Yeah, you need a training for that. But the castings are weird. I mean, not weird here, but they want just to see you. Make sure that your pictures you send materials is what you are now.
Yeah.
And also just to speak with you to understand what personality you have.
Yeah.
They don't really cast you for the role that much. Yeah.
Stunting. So you became a stunt woman, and I feel like you did a lot of roles. Tell us a little bit about that.
There was like different roles, mostly like agents or killers, for the bad guys, or agents for the good guys.
Is it films, a bit of everything?
Films, TV series, mostly like internet films. It's very popular here.
What's it like to work with a Chinese crew? And international, are there any differences?
I've met incredible directors, Chinese, who would like put their heart into the project, even if it's internet project, doesn't matter. The biggest part of projects that I've experienced was with such a bad preparation. They just like, 随便, 没事, like we will figure it out on set, which is sometimes even worse than in post. And you're like, no guys, like you would save you would save so much time if you would think through all of the stuff. When you come on the action job and they start making an action sequence, thinking about action sequence on spot, you're like, guys, the camera is rolling, you're paying your cameraman, you're paying all the people around, you're paying the makeup, everyone on set, and then you ended up filming like for 16 hours something that could have been filmed for 8. So you need to be very flexible and you know how to improvise. And patient.
As well.
Faisal, flexible, right?
Yeah. What does a stunt woman do? What is your role? And because there's stunt woman and then there is a stand-in.
Okay, so for stunt woman, as I understand it, like stunt double, right?
Yeah.
It's more something that exists in America, because here I would be acting and doing stunts together, and then if the stunt is too dangerous, they're gonna take Chinese guy, put the wig on him, my clothes, and he will do the stuff.
Okay.
So like here it's a bit weird. Like I mostly do all my stuff myself. Sometimes there would be something, I don't know, whatever dangerous, or director thinks it's dangerous, so they would put a guy instead of me. I had a stunt double girl here as well, which is like basically I was acting here.
Acting, yeah.
Yeah, which is weird.
Lead actress more than actually a stunt.
Yeah, not
But
lead,
back home, outside of China.
Yeah, outside of China there is an actor and there is a stunt double, which makes a lot of sense because if actor gets injured on any stunt work,
Costs
then
money.
yeah, production stops, right?
Yeah, production stops.
So it makes a lot of sense. Whatever actor can do acting-wise, he will do. Whatever needs to be done stunt-wise, they're going to be a stunt double. They're going to adjust angles. They're going to do everything. So.
And Myra, what are the physical and mental challenges of being a stunt person?
Mental, I guess, just to be focused, because sometimes, like especially on Chinese production, there would be like such a long days, and somehow they don't prepare it in advance. So then you end up doing action work in the middle of the night when you were sitting on set for like 8 hours already.
Yeah.
So that's like mentally you need to make sure that you focus, and then physically you just need to be aware what you can do and you cannot, and don't push your limits if you're not sure.
Yeah.
Because like nobody cares at the end of the day.
Yeah.
They might not even use that shot, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yes, that's
So
right.
and it's also professional of you to know your boundaries and say, I can do this, but I cannot do this.
Yeah.
And let's find some common ground. Not but being like a star, like, oh,
Being
I'm
a
not
diva,
gonna,
not gonna do
I'm not gonna do
anything.
that.
Yes,
like
yes.
it's not my
At the end of the day,
thing.
it's also your job, right?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
were called in for a job, so but absolutely know your limits.
Yeah.
And those limits need to be down on paper, or does that matter? Like
No,
on the
no, it's
contract?
more you
Just
talking
in
with
person.
the action director on set,
Right.
because you never know what they want actually.
Yeah. What's it like to be a stunt woman here in China, an actress?
It's actually a great experience because you learn to be focused and you learn to react quickly, you know, like, or adjust to the situation quickly. I would say, yeah, adjust to the situation,
Yeah.
because everything changes so fast, and like now the unpredictability of what we are experiencing with the COVID and rules and laws and everything, it's more or less what's going on in the movies.
Yeah.
Because you never know what's going on.
Some of them. Actually, something that I cannot not mention is I saw this girl live at Universal Studios.
Universal Waterworld
in
Beijing.
Beijing. That was so cool. I was so proud to be sitting in the crowd and be like, that is my girl. She is the lead actress in the Waterworld live stunt show. But this is her in action. And wow, what an experience just to watch it. I can't imagine what it's like actually performing.
It's amazing. Like now I'm getting more and more kick out of it, because like at the beginning it was just overwhelming. I've never done live action. I mean,
Universal Studios. Let's just like.
It's a big theme park chain, and the show is pretty famous. That was based on the Waterworld movie. And honestly, I have to give like so much credit to like Action Horizon and the guys who developed the show, because it's so harmonious.
I was just such a proud friend.
Oh, man, I'm still watching the show like this. I'm like,
I was like, oh my goodness, that's Myra.
I wish I saw you guys. Like it was.
We blended. Obviously, I blended in, but yeah, it was such a cool experience to see your friend like doing her thing, doing what she loves.
I was nervous.
Yeah.
It's so nerve-wracking when friends are coming.
Oh.
So you're okay to perform in front of 3,000 people
Anyone
you
that
don't know.
Yeah.
But then when friends are there, you're like, uh-oh. Okay, I need to do my best. I mean, we're still doing our best.
Yes, yes. If you haven't watched this show, okay, maybe not in Beijing if you can't get in Beijing, but
yeah, Japan, Singapore, and in America there's 2, I think.
So maybe in the future you can see this one in Japan, Singapore, Universal Studios. Who knows, right? Yeah. Where were you when you found out about the invasion that was happening back home in Ukraine?